Does writing in a journal actually help to lower stress? It does if you do it this way. Hi, my name's Christine L. Conroy. Welcome to Happy Stuff and Fluff, a channel for women over 50 who are getting happy and growing younger. And I want to welcome all of our new members. I'm really excited to have you here. And before you ask me the question, this is Mr. Freud, who's been with us a long time. Okay, so first of all, can I ask you, please, question of the video, answer me in the comments box below. Do you write a journal? Do you write a journal? Okay, so can writing in a journal actually help to lower stress? Well, yes, it can. And why I want to talk about this today, obviously, over the last few videos, we've been talking about our current situation, the coronavirus and safe cocooning. I'll leave a video here if you don't know what I mean by that. And that's what we've been talking about. And I think, you've been leaving comments and emailing me, and in general, you seem to be very positive about it as far as possible. But of course, as a conversation I was having the other day, it doesn't matter how positive you are. Sometimes you have legitimate concerns and worries, and sometimes not so legitimate worries, but they do sneak in. And it happens to me too. I'm guessing a similar situation to some of you, in as much as we have a family business that supports us and we don't know what's going to happen to that. We have those kind of concerns too. I'm concerned about my family being ill and not being able to see my kids and all of those things. I think about those things too, and it's perfectly natural. However, it's when that worry starts to take over and you start to feel it's starting to get you down, and you're feeling negative all the time, that can lead to fear. And as I've said before many times, you can't make rational decisions and you can't behave in a rational, helpful way when you're coming from a place of fear. And so what we have to do is try and lower those stress levels and stop that ruminating or worrying in the bud, nip it in the bud before it goes too far. And that's what I want to talk about today. And that's when I'm talking about journaling. Yes, in answer to my own question, journaling does help to lower stress. We know this. This is the first in a series of videos about journaling because it's a lot more powerful. There's a lot more to it than the subject we're going to cover today. Today is specifically about our current situation and how to use journaling to help you with it. Okay, so the first thing I would say to you is, if you don't keep a journal and you think it might be a good idea to get one, which it is, don't buy one of the beautiful journals. Now, let me explain. I suppose this could work the opposite way for you. Let me know if it does. But for me, people buy me beautiful journals and I love them. I absolutely love them. But when I'll put one down to start a new journal and I open it, a beautiful leather-bound journal with parchment paper, and it excites me. But when I pick up a pen to write in it, it almost intimidates me. I'm frightened to write in it because I think whatever I write in this beautiful journal has to be perfect and wonderful, and I can't write something and then scratch it out with a pen or whatever, because that would just spoil the whole journal. You don't want that. For our purposes today, if your journal is a beautiful one, then I suggest you get a notebook to do today's exercise. Now, getting your thoughts out of your head and down on paper. Let me walk you through that. When you're thinking about something, like I said to you, very often your thoughts are the same thoughts going over and over again. The negativity, the same feeling, the same thought is going round and round and round. You're ruminating about it. Then you get the stomachache or not feeling well. You know where I'm coming from with that. So what happens is when you sit down to write in your journal, then you organise those thoughts and put them into some kind of order. You see, when we write, we tend to write in beginning, middle and end. And that organises your thoughts, which is what you need to do. And that's why journaling, getting something out of your head and down on paper, is going to help you. However, when I say it's going to lower your stress if you do it like this, what I mean by that is if you actually write in your journal and not type. I nearly did that then. That showed my age. Do you know what I mean by that? Okay, so back to where we are. Yes, if you actually use pen and paper to physically write, and that's what I want you to do for this exercise, because the exercise that's going to help you to lower your stress and ease your worrying is this one. What I want you to do is to write non-stop for 20 minutes about your deepest concern, your deepest worries about our current situation. I want you to spend 20 minutes and write them down, and I want you to do that every day for 3 days. For 3 days, just about our current situation. I'm going to come back to this exercise, the original exercise, and further down the line. But for now, today, write down your deepest concerns. Get everything out of your head, down on paper. Now, when I'm talking about using pen and paper, we know that there's something about the connection between the action of the hand and the brain. And when you write your thoughts down, they've seen that the certain part in your brain is activated when you're doing this, and it's the part of the brain that is also the emotional part of the brain. So what they've discovered is if you use pen and paper to write about your emotions, you tend to write more honestly, more deeply about your emotions, and that's what we want you to do. The action of writing seems to trigger this emotional part in the brain that helps you to release those emotions when you're writing and to express those emotions in words. And of course, that's what we need you to do. So this is going to, from decreasing worry to lessening your stress level and even improving your immune function, which again is something that we need at the moment. This is what I want you to do. You know, writing about a particular issue helps you to come to terms with it. Now, I think my thoughts on this are that when you write down your thoughts and you organise them logically and put them down, there's a kind of distancing between, because you've got it out of your head and down on paper, and it allows you to look at something with a clearer perspective. Whereas when you've got all these thoughts spinning round in your head, these fragmented thoughts, the same thought very often, that are disjointed, that's what gives you this kind of ruminating, worrying sort of action. Whereas doing this, you form sentences, as I say, with a beginning, a middle and an end, and it allows you to distance yourself from that. And you might even think when you look at what you've written down, well, that's completely silly. You know, as I've said to you many times, just because it's your thought doesn't mean it's true. And that's the whole point. And I think it's a bit like meditation in that sense, that you are stepping back, distancing and able to look with a clearer perspective. Write for 20 minutes for 3 days, and at the end of those 3 days, ask yourself how you feel. You'll feel so totally different, I can tell you. Now, if you're worrying that somebody's going to read this, then write it down, write for 20 minutes, do not censor yourself, get it all out, all the ridiculousness, whatever, get it all out on paper, and then burn the paper. Or tear it up and throw it away. Even the action of burning that paper will give you this kind of, which is exactly what we want. It's exactly what we want. That. And this exercise is going to help you to do that, I promise. Now, if you're thinking, oh, well, what do I write? Try this. Pick up your pen and write down, I am worried that, and end that sentence. Or, I think, end that sentence. Or, what if that happens? What if happens? Because that's how we tend to think, what if this, what if that, what if the other? Write it all down. Okay, just 3 days for 20 minutes, and I promise you, these feelings and thoughts that you're having about our current situation will ease. The worry will disappear. You will stop ruminating, and you'll be able to think more practically, logically, and with less stress. Will you let me know how you get on? Because I would love to know. Okay, stay safe, stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time. Until then, remember that on the Happy Stuff and Fluff, we are getting happy and growing younger. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.